God gives you a peace beyond understanding. When I was living my life wild, partying like crazy, on boats like crazy, different guys, all these crazy things, I didn't have peace. I couldn't sleep. I had anxiety. I had depression, esteem. I had a lot of these problems. I'm just too grown to keep people around me who don't want the best for me and who don't like me and who don't value me or who are in secret competition with me. It's not worth it. And I kind of feel like it's a waste of a relationship. I take my relationships very seriously in my life. Like, the people that I love are very close to my heart, and I only keep certain people close. Hey guys, how are you guys? And so this video is going to be on what I'm too grown for. It's going to be my birthday in the next couple of months, and I'm like, I need to make a video because it's like every year I learn more and more, and I need to just tell you guys what I'm too grown for, share that with you guys so that you guys can also get on a bandwagon where you're cutting certain things out of your life and you're adding certain things into your life. So honestly, I just feel like now that I'm entering my mid-20s, I really genuinely don't want anything in my life that's not peaceful. If it takes my peace away, it's way too expensive. I finally got to that point, you guys, where it's I don't want to deal with anything that's not peaceful. I don't even want to think about anything that's not peaceful. So, I just try to cultivate an environment and an atmosphere where it's just peaceful. And anything that's taking that peace away gets eliminated. You stay in the circus, you're going to be a part of the circus. So get out the circus. I don't have time for games. The games, okay, so number one was I'm too grown for dang, I already forgot. Okay, so number one was I'm really too grown for anything that takes my peace away. If it takes my peace away, it's too expensive, I don't want to deal with it, I'm over it. If it takes my peace away, I'm done with it. I want it removed from my life. I want it subtracted from my life. I want it just go away with it. Go away with it if it takes my peace away. Okay? Second thing for me is games. You guys, I have a very, very, I'm very self-aware. I do therapy. I work on myself. I pray over myself. I'm a very spiritual being. I write down my negative traits and I write down positive traits and what I need to become. I'm very self-aware. I don't have time for any games, you guys, with anyone and with anything. Okay? I remember a couple months ago, I was talking to this guy and I asked him a very simple question, which is, so what are you looking for in this part of your life? What are you looking for? That's what he responded. I'm like, I asked you a very simple question, and what you're doing is you're trying to switch the question and ask me what I want so you can replicate what I want. You didn't answer the question, let's leave it there. And I blocked him. Because it's the games. It's already games. And I know that there are, I know it may sound a little harsh, but it's as you guys start to get older and as you start to age and as you start to grow in age, you realize that time just starts to go by so fast. And I simply can't invest my time into games. And when I say games, I mean games with anyone. I remember I was working with a client. And I was helping her look for what she was looking for. And we kept finding exactly what she wanted. And I kept telling her, okay, this fits, these three fit your criteria. Do you want to move forward? Do you want me to write up what needs to be written up? And she's like, oh, well, I think they're a little bit too expensive. I need it to be a lower offer. So I fought and fought and fought and fought. And I got her the lower amount that she wanted to purchase those things. She's like, oh, well, then I came back and I'm like, oh, I know that you said these prices were a little too high. I negotiated a lower price because I know that's what you wanted. I'm here to help you. I'm here to fight for you. So I got you the lower price. Do you want to know what this client told me? Oh, well, if they're giving a lower price, then that means that they probably can like go lower, because if they're willing to accept a lower price like that, that means we can go lower. I told her, so what's your initiative here? Is it to purchase or waste my time? That's exactly what I told her, just like that. Because my time is valuable, and what you're doing is you're playing a game here. You telling me this piece of merchandise is too expensive. I negotiate, I get you the price you want. I present to you the price you want. You're still playing games. And I told her, you know what? I don't think we can work together anymore. I don't think we're a good fit. I do appreciate you choosing me and selecting me to work with. I really appreciate that. However, our work, the way that we work is just not the same, because I work to get things done. Right. So it's like, that's another thing that I said, like, I don't have time for, is like games. And like, when it comes to games, that relates for me personally with relationships, business relationships, friendships, like whatever the case may be. I cannot play games with anybody because I have to get things done. That's the way that I live my life. So I told that client, thank you so much for selecting me. I really appreciate it, but I really don't think that we are the right fit. I have a problem solving brain. If there's a problem and I find a solution and you're still rejecting the solution, then in my mind, what registers in green, what flashes in green is narcissists. Because there's never a resolution with them. It's just chaos. So sometimes you will encounter people like that in the business world, and the best thing to do is to walk away. So that's the other thing that I don't have time for. The next thing that I don't have time for is I don't have time to waste time. Okay, so I'm definitely one of those people where I have a solution-based mindset. I can't walk into a room where we keep talking about the problem, but we're not talking about how to fix that problem. I apologize, excuse me. I can't keep rehashing narratives or scenarios with people. I can't keep living in the past. I can't keep talking about what happened before. Like, I don't have time to waste time. I like to get things done. With conversations, I like to get to the point. If someone's explaining something to me, I'm like, okay, can we please get to the point? This is being dragged on. Like, I don't like wasting time, especially as you get older. You start to realize how valuable your time is, how precious your. I'm really big on like prioritizing my life with God. I don't have time to waste my time when it comes to my relationship with God, because my relationship with God is at the top of the pyramid in my life. And if that relationship isn't cultivated and it's not watered and it's not high functioning, then everything else in my life is going to shatter underneath it. So I don't have time, and I'm too grown to play around with my spiritual life and play around with my relationship with God and my relationship with the Holy Spirit, and not prioritizing my faith, and not prioritizing Christianity, and not prioritizing God and the Holy Spirit, and not allowing them to fully take over and cultivate and be the head of my life. Because I tried to do life where I was the head and I was doing things my way and not God's way, and I thought that I had it all handled and I didn't need God involved in anything. And that's when I was the most depressed and terrible in my life. And the thing about prioritizing, like I told you guys what I'm too grown for, and I said I'm too grown to not prioritize my spiritual life, is because God gives you a peace beyond understanding. When I was living my life wild, partying like crazy, on boats like crazy, different guys, all these crazy things, I didn't have peace. I couldn't sleep. I had anxiety. I had depression, self-esteem. I had a lot of these problems. Like, the devil really had me in a headlock around that time. But when you come back to God, like, he gives you this peace without understanding, that whatever happens, you know, that he's just working it out for me. I just got to wait on him. So in order for me to reach the highest peaks in my life, I'm too grown to just walk away from spirituality and act like it doesn't exist, and walk away from God and act like it doesn't exist. So, okay, next point. Sorry, that took a long time. The next thing that I'm too grown for is just keeping people around who don't genuinely love me and don't genuinely support me. I did that for a while. where I would have like weird feelings about friends and like weird feelings around family members that I really knew didn't like me or didn't support me, or maybe had this weird underlying competition with me. And I kind of just kept those people around because I felt like, okay, like I don't want to be lonely. I don't want to be by myself, or I've known this person for such a long time. Like, you know, I'm going to hold on to this relationship, but I'm just too grown to like keep people around me who don't want the best for me and who don't like me and who don't value me or who are in secret competition with me. It's not worth it. And I kind of feel like it's a waste of a relationship. I take my relationships very seriously in my life. Like the people that I love are very close to my heart, and I only keep certain people close. So another thing that I'm also way too grown for is being everywhere with everyone every time. I really pick my associations wisely. I pick my environment wisely. I pick where I go wisely. I'm not everywhere with everyone. Like, I've never cared to be like a super popular person. I've never cared to be friends with everyone. I've never cared to be out there. I've never cared to be Instagram famous. I've never cared. I don't know, just a lot of things that I feel like people in this generation care about, I don't care about. Like, I could literally move into a $15 million house tomorrow and not post it and not tell anyone about it and just pack my bags and leave and like disappear, because I don't really live my life to impress other people. I know that some people may look at me like I'm an alien because I don't. Yeah, so I'm like way too grown to be trying to fit in. That's like another thing that I'm like way too grown for. Like, I know we live in a generation where everybody kind of wants to be doing the same thing and everybody wants to look the same, dress the same, act the same, talk the same. And then when you're not the same, like I've had people like look at me like I'm an alien because I don't want to do what everybody else around my age does. And I'm way too grown to be caring about how comfortable or uncomfortable I make people feel. So that's a very big part of growing and maturing and aging. That's another thing that I'm also too grown for. I'm too grown to be dimming my light to make other people feel comfortable. If I make you feel comfortable, leave. I'm not going to be editing myself to make you feel, you know, I feel like when I was younger, I used to always try to like dim my light or like dim my intelligence or try to not sound so smart to not make people feel some type of way. I don't have time for that. Just leave. I don't need anybody around me that's going to make me try to put an umbrella over myself to shade my light or put a lampshade over my light and my energy. I don't do that. I'm too grown for that. I don't care to do that. If you're watching this video, you're 18, 19, you're probably doing that. But once you reach my age, you're not going to have time to be like pampering everyone's feelings anymore, especially if it's at the cost of your authenticity. So try to not do that. So, all right, guys, that's all the things that I'm too grown for.